Okay, I am making this tutorial out of complete spite, because in other tutorials that tell you how to change the face texture for like normal expressions, it changes the entire texture. But for someone who wants to do like a blush overlay or like eye bag overlay for different situations, that doesn't work because you can't combine them. Like you can have both of those options on at the same time. Because with the other tutorials I've seen, you just overwrite the other texture. You just make a different texture display. So I figured out a setup how you can make them actually overlay and then also add drivers to like control the overlay with the bones, similar to how you would do shape keys. Like for example, here I have all these shape keys and like you can see the mouth changes there. Ulti. So first of all, what you do is you start with, your bones that you want to use to control it. I have one already, like, with the correct display. What I usually do is I just add a text object, type in whatever label I want to use, and then convert it to a mesh. For this one here, I haven't selected the thing yet. You just do that in pose mode while you have the armature selected. Here. This bone tab, custom object, and I think it should be text 10? Yes. There. This last one I don't have a text mesh yet. So you have these two. You have the bones that you want to set shit up with, then you go to shading. You select your object. You make sure you have the texture that... Wait, what the fuck? My texture's broken. Oh, my texture's broken. Okay, this is not the original setup. That's great. Okay, fuck's sake. I mean, it works. It works for now. This is fine. This is fine. I love Blender. You have this. You have the texture for like your entire character. It has to be the texture with the face on it, and then you have, and as a setup, you need to have a texture that has the texture change in the same position as the face texture, for example. Like here are the blushes where the face would be. I did this just by in my art program doing the layers like this and then exporting the only the layer. You have this. Now you have this setup that's like making your current texture display and everything while it is buffering. You add an image texture. There. You open the overlay texture. I'm going to use the blush texture because it's more noticeable than the other one I have. Wait a minute, this looks like hell. What do? You add a mix node, a mix RGB node specifically, because people just say mix node, I never know what they mean. You have this, no, unplug this. And you have to mix these together. The original texture goes in color 1, I believe. The second texture goes in color 2. And you have to make it so that the alpha of the overlay texture gets used in the mix node. And then the color, you plug it into the base color that's gonna get displayed. There you go, it works. But you can't change this yet. Like, it's always gonna display like this. So what you do is you add a value node. And this is basically what it's gonna use to decide how much it will display the overlay texture. So 0, it'll display none of it, and at 1, it'll just display the full texture. And then you have to add a math node. And the value node goes into one of these, and the alpha here goes into the other one. And then, oh, come on, do it. Great, okay, this looks like ass. 1 sec. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which one is which. And you put this to multiply, so that it's actually 1 and 0. If you have add, it does like some weird shit with like, where 1 is nothing and 2 is something. It's like, it's confusing, I don't like it. I just put it to multiply. And then instead of this alpha, you have to use the value here as the alpha. Or like as the factor for the mix node. And there you go, it's at 0, so it's not displaying any of the blush. And if I put it to 1, it displays it. You can also go to 2, then it just does it really intensely. Oh, okay. I am not gonna do that, but maybe that's helpful for you. So I have this set up for one of the textures, and the way to add a driver, very similar to how you would do it with shape keys, is you just click on the value here, you right click, and then add a driver. You select your rig. I don't know if that's the rig actually. Yep, it is. And then select the bone. And then what I always do is local space, so that you have to, oh shit, and it's gone. Well, if that happens, you go to the rigging tab that you might have. I don't know. Oh god, where the fuck is it? It should be somewhere here. Huh, that's actually kind of difficult to, like, find. This is just the... what's it called? This is literally just a tab with the drivers thing open, and also the modeling, the 3D viewport. And I will be right back once I find where the hell it went. Okay, so for some reason it's here. Let me just move my character, actually. I don't know where I'll go. I'm just gonna go in the corner here. So for some reason it's here at the bottom, under texture base and then shader nodes. Do not ask me why. I don't know. I don't know at all. I would like to also change the name. I don't know how to do that either. But okay, this is the one we just made. You can see by the selected bone. Local space, and then I'm gonna do Y location, so it's based on height. And what I usually do for all of my drivers is just variable, so the location, or like how much you change it, times 100 or minus 100 if I want it to go in the other direction, but for this just 100. So if it hasn't changed at all, it'll be at 0. If it changes a bit, it'll be at 100. You can change it to something, no, not 100, it'll be at 1. Right? This is just so that it'll get to the 1 faster, because I'm going to clamp the location so that it doesn't move the fuck off screen whenever I try to change it. Let's see if this works actually, so far. It does, okay, great. And now what I'm gonna do, in pose mode, this tab, bone constraint, limit location. Just set everything to this. Maximum Y, because I chose the Y distance to be the thing that changes it. I'm gonna set this to 1. Where the hell did it go? Alright, world space, nope, it needs to be local space. Yeah, local space. Just do this again, and this time set the maximum to 1, and now it'll only move in this direction even if I drag it more. And there, boom, you have it. And you can rig this because it's a bone, obviously. No, not rig this, I mean keyframe this. One small thing that I forgot to mention, I am recording this, is that, one sec, here. If in your drawing program you had, where is it? You had it as a multiply or a darken layer or whatever, you can change it here in the mix node corresponding to the overlay. So for the Angie overlay, I just used the darken, so I set this part to a darken as well. And for the blush, I used the multiply layer, so I set this to a multiply layer as well. Also, obviously, if you want it to have like multiple overlays, this is the overlay setup for one, this is the overlay setup for a different thing, and then you mix them by putting the color of the first, of like the layer you want to be below or whatever. You put that into color 1, just like you did with the original base texture, and then you put the new overlay color here into color 2, and then at the end you can repeat this multiple times as well. Hold on, I'll show you. If this Shift D to duplicate, color 1, here this color output goes into color 1, and then nope, you go out, this goes in, and it looks, this is still like the same picture, so it doesn't show up as anything different, but this is the setup that you follow for as many things you want it as you want to add. Also, just as a quick proof that whatever the fuck I did truly works. God damn it, all my options are gone. I'm just gonna... Here. I have this. And that slide changes just so that if I do this, it'll look better. One sec. There we go. And yeah, it works. And they both work at the same time, even though for my thing, you can't really see it that well. It still does work. Alright, that is all.